You know, I woke up this morning, it was a little chill in the air. It's getting to be about that time of season, time that things change, getting a little bit cooler. My favorite holiday of the year and children's second favorite holiday, it's Halloween. And you know, to have a safe Halloween, it takes a lot of preparation, and the folks from Polk County Fire Rescue want to make sure that you are prepared this Halloween season. Joining us in studio is Public Information Officer and Communication Specialist Brad Ruman from Polk County Fire Rescue. How you doing today?
Doing well.
Yeah. So you got two little ones. Is Halloween big around your house?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is it bigger for you though?
Yeah, it is. Other than I get to inspect all the candy, so that's the best part.
And by inspect, please tell me what you mean by inspect.
Well, I eat half.
This one's for you. This one's for me.
This one doesn't look so good. I better take this one and put it in this pile.
Yeah. See, and what's your favorite?
I'm sorry?
What's your favorite?
My favorite candy?
Yeah.
It's got to be the Reese's.
Yeah, Reese's. The peanut butter cups, yes. You don't find the small Heath bars, but you always find the Kit Kats. Kit Kats, I can do some damage to some Kit Kats.
Yeah, I like Kit Kat. Just about anything chocolate. I'm a chocolate holic.
Oh, good stuff. And M&M's peanuts. Ooh,
peanut butter.
No, the peanuts. Yeah, that's good stuff too. We'll throw down over things like that, won't we? Hey, you know, let's talk a little bit about safety and the things that the folks need to be on the lookout for. Preparation is the key to any safe event, whether it's no matter what the holiday is. What are some of the things that parents should be on the lookout for?
I think it all starts with the costume, really. Parents, when they're looking for a costume, they sell flame retardant costumes. So if you can find a flame retardant costume or resistant costume, that's really the best. And look on the tag. If you're making your own costume, you can also find flame retardant fabrics at fabric stores. There's also flame retardant sprays that you can spray them with. And so you're always kind of concerned about candles and jack-o'-lanterns. So long billowing fabrics or long trailing fabrics, stay away from those. You want it to be a little tighter to the skin. The other thing you might consider is using paint on the face instead of a mask. So anytime you're putting something over the eyes, you know, it's just a little more dangerous for, cuts off their peripheral vision. So face paint is always preferred over a mask. If you must have a mask, make sure it has large eye holes so that they can see and have a pretty good view.
Something that parents really don't look at, but during the day they probably should. If they're going to take their children to a designated neighborhood, perhaps drive around during the day, take a look at.
Yeah, we always suggest that you actually go to a neighborhood that you're familiar with, maybe your neighborhood or a friend's neighborhood, family members. But if you're going somewhere that you're not familiar with, definitely scope it out before. Make sure there's no shady characters roaming the streets during the day. Obviously, at night they're going to be hiding. So the younger children, if they have younger children, I have younger children. So stay with them. Don't let them loose. And we always suggest trick or treating be a walking holiday, a walking trip, not running from house to house. That's when skinned knees and bumped heads happen. So. But if you have older children, definitely make sure you know where they're going. Give them a cell phone or make sure they have a way to contact you in case something happens, in case they finish early, and you can check up on them as well.
Now you had touched on sticking in your own neighborhood. State the obvious. Why? I mean, it's never good to play an away game, is it?
It is never good to play an away game. Yeah, the odds are definitely against you whenever you're away, obviously. To pull in the sports analogy, but we definitely want to make sure that the children as well as the parents are familiar with the area. We suggest, or I always go to a loop or a circle. So if I park, I'm working on my way back to my car, or a cul-de-sac where there's one way in, one way out. It really cuts down on traffic as well.
Now you had mentioned something to the effect about wearing the costumes a certain way. Talk about the importance of footwear and what they're wearing.
Definitely, shoes is also extremely important. A lot of costumes come with sandals or stuff that you can wear over the shoes, and that can be dangerous. Even though we suggest or promote walking holidays, making this a walking holiday and not running from house to house, But having good walking shoes is really important. Again, cuts down on the skint knees. And if they do have to, get out of the way of a car or something like that, we don't want them tripping over their footwear. We want to make sure that they have good sturdy shoes on. And I mean, if you're going, let's face it. I mean, I was a kid once, and I mean, Halloween was not just a 30-minute ordeal. Whenever I was a kid, that was a sometimes multi-day ordeal. Maybe try a couple days early, see if they've made the trip. So you're looking at a couple hours of walking. So we want to make sure it's comfortable for them as well.
Now, we've talked a little bit about preparation as far as kids go, but some adults like me, there's some effort that goes into planning the event. I like to put my little music system outside and have decorations. If you're going to decorate your house, what are some of the things that you should really attempt to do and not to do?
Sure. I'm really glad you went with the decorations and not with your personal costume. As far as decorations go, we'll start outside the house.
Okay.
Outside, you want to make sure that you have outside rated lights or decorations. They should say outside use only or inside use only. We definitely want to make sure that we're using outside decorations outside. Also, securing the cords, the electrical cords to the ground. You don't want to make any additional trip hazards, because those little goblins are going to come over with their little sheets over their head, little holes to look out of. So we want to make sure we make it as safe as possible for them to walk up there. Also, making sure that we unplug the decorations at night. You always say, did I shut the garage door? Did I turn off the coffee pot? Did I unplug the Frankenstein? You want to make sure that if you leave the house or when you go to bed, that you unplug those decorations as well.
20, 30 years ago, carving up a pumpkin and putting a candle in it was the norm. Mm-hmm. But now, with as times have advanced, you can get equally the same effect with an LED light or even some sort of battery operated light. Talk about the importance of that.
Absolutely. Again, flames, heat, kids with billowing fabrics, not a good match. So they're also, usually you have your jack-o'-lantern sitting on top of a little haystack with some dried flowers right next to it, all flammable things. So we want to make sure that if you do have a jack-o'-lantern, that you use the light. It gives almost the exact same effect. You could also use a glow stick or something like that, which gives a little bit different effect and a lot safer as well. If you are going to use a candle, make sure you keep it away from the stoop of the house or the step of the house, so away from the doors. Don't put it on that hay bale that makes it look all nice and cute, but set it away so that you really are eliminating or cutting that fire hazard down. About glow sticks, it's really important to make sure that your little goblins have some way to be seen in the dark. So a flashlight, give them a flashlight to carry with them. You can incorporate glow sticks as part of their costume. You can give them glow sticks to hold, necklaces, they have bracelets, they have all kinds of stuff now. So.
And then the other thing, it's kind of, I've got one for my dog. As the light hits it, it's got kind of a reflective type,
yes.
Like a reflective type tape?
Yes, they have reflective tape. They have reflective, again, armbands and headbands and shoes, and there's a lot of stuff that you can do to make sure that you're seen. I know that we've had some incidences in the past where children walking between cars, parents aren't watching. So we want to make sure that if you're crossing a street, use the common sense, look to the left, look to the right, look back to the left again, and make sure you're walking in front of cars so that they can see you, especially at night. It's dark out there. We want to make sure they can be seen.
The neighborhood that I live in, what's really strange is it really stopped being a walking thing. We've got all the cars coming in, yeah. and parents will, I mean, it's like, hundreds of cars just pulling in, waiting in line, and they're, making the slow trip throughout the neighborhood. Yeah. So the importance of knowing where the children are and the children knowing where the cars are a really big thing. I guess it's how things have advanced, right?
Yeah, I guess. It was always a walking holiday when I was a kid too, which wasn't that long ago, but now, yeah, it seems like there's more and more cars on the road.
One thing that we really need, we had talked about it in the beginning where, when we pull the candy aside, there really is a need to make sure that parents do check the candy.
Absolutely. Even whenever I was a kid, I remember my mom saying, don't eat anything until I inspect it. And I was like, yeah, sure, Mom, yeah, sure thing. But it is extremely important. And we just recommend that people stick to the commercially packaged M&Ms or Snickers, or in your case, Kit Kats. I'll be sure to bring you some.
Look, man, I'm gonna need a trust from picking up all the names you're dropping, dude.
So, but making sure that they're stick to the commercially packaged. Stay away from the homemade caramels or fudges or candy apples or even boxes of raisins that are. They think, well, I'll give them something healthy. I'll give them a box of raisins. But I'm always weary of that with my kids as well, unless I know the person that's giving it to them. And I may set that aside if I know that house and it's something that might be a little, I might discard it in the future. I may set that aside just so that they can enjoy it, or I could enjoy half of it as well. But commercially packaged, and also making sure that they eat a good meal before. That way, if they eat a good meal before they go trick-or-treating, they're not always hounding Mom or Dad to, dig into the candy bunch before you get a chance to look at it all.
Yeah, because
pick out what you want.
There's nothing worse than not being able to show up for school the next day because my belly hurts.
Exactly.
Well, Brad, I'm going to give you the last word on this. Let folks know at home the importance of being safe from Polk County Fire Rescue's aspect.
Right. We run incidents every day. Our firefighters and paramedics and EMTs are out there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Anytime a child is involved in an accident, it's devastating to the family. It's also devastating to us. It's the hardest calls that we run are calls for children. And so we just want to make sure that parents, that children, grandparents, aunts, uncles, everyone is doing everything they can to make sure that our little monsters are safe this Halloween.
All right, Brad, thank you for coming on, sharing the tips with us for this Halloween season.
Always a pleasure.
All right, and you at home, it's that simple. This is a fun holiday, although it's meant for the kids. Adults can enjoy it too, and we want to make sure that you get involved. It doesn't matter whether it's from children's aspect of making sure that the costumes are safe, that they're wearing the right shoes, that the lighting aspects, being able to be seen, everything that goes into a safe Halloween. We want to make sure that you and your family are safe this Halloween season. Now, if you need more information, you can go to the Polk County Fire website at polkfire.net, or if you want to look up any other Halloween safety tips, check out the nfpa.org website.